Straight ahead on 12 News, back to school in a brand new building.
We are over capacity, actually.
A new building that's not quite big enough. Plus, college students who learn their building is no longer open. And later, a real pain in the neck. What's behind our neck and back troubles? 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Johnson.
And I'm Alexandra Renslow. Some parents have been waiting all summer long for this day.
Today is the first day of class for many students.
And in the Wayzata School District, a new elementary school opened its doors for the first time. As Sonia Goins reports, it's a school that's already looking to expand.
The rain held off just a bit so students at Meadow Ridge Elementary could walk the red carpet on the first day of school. It was exciting and emotional for students and some parents who were dropping their children off to school for the very first time.
Sad to see him go to big school, but then happy because he's way too excited and the school's really beautiful.
The brand new building comes with a lot of bells and whistles.
Our media center is wide open with a genius bar where students can work on projects together.
Meadow Ridge has an open floor plan. Each grade has its own wing.
Each wing has 5 classrooms, and so the students are able to be in that space, and it's just that grade level with those teachers.
And although new, the building is already too small for the student population.
We are over capacity, actually. It was built for 700 students, and we are opening today at 762 or 63, I think.
Rapid construction growth in the north part of the district is the reason behind the rise in enrollment.
Already planning for a 10-classroom addition to open in the fall of 2018.
Wayzata High School is also dealing with growing pains.
We're very excited that the building opened up on time and that we were able to welcome 3,400 students to our high school.
Construction crews worked throughout the weekend to complete more space for classrooms, the cafeteria, and gym.
Enrollment at the high school is the largest that it's been in the history of the school district.
In Plymouth, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
There is still work to be done at the high school. Construction continues on a second auditorium. Work is expected to be finished there by the end of the year.
In the Osseo School District, the new school year brings a whole new level of education for the youngest of students.
We can do it. Right on.
More than 200 4-year-olds started a new voluntary pre-kindergarten program in 8 of the Osseo area elementary schools. The district got $1.5 million from a bill passed in the state legislature last spring to provide free pre-K to schools with the highest levels of poverty. The program aims to get 4-year-olds ready for a successful school career and get a jump start on learning.
You know, when you stop and think about it, these 4-year-olds will be here at school for 2.5 hours a day, 5 days a week, this entire school year, learning with a licensed teacher in the classroom with 27 or so other of their peers throughout the day.
The Anoka-Hennepin School District also received funding to start the pre-K program in their schools as well.
A for-profit college with a campus in Brooklyn Center is closing its doors for good. ITT Tech is ending its academic operations. The announcement affects more than 130 campuses in 38 states, including the Brooklyn Center location. ITT employed more than 8,000 people nationwide. The company blames the closures on the U.S. Department of Education, which banned ITT from enrolling new students who use federal financial aid. A statement released today by the company says, in part, our focus and priority with our remaining staff is on helping the tens of thousands of unexpectedly displaced students with their records and future educational options. We reached out to ITT to find out how many employees are affected locally, but have yet to hear back.
A typically dry month is already off to a wet start. From Monday through Tuesday morning, we had more than 2 inches of rainfall, and more rain is expected Wednesday. The wet September start comes after one of the wettest months on record. According to the National Weather Service contributor Steve Reckers of New Hope, we had more than 9 inches of rain in August, and that makes it the wettest August in 60 years. It was also the 5th wettest month on record. Well, too much standing water after it rains continues to be a problem in New Hope, and the city has a new study underway to look at the soil and survey the land near Winnetka and Medicine Lake Road, an area that's been plagued by flooding. City officials would like to put in underground storage tanks to hold water overflow rather than taking down a condo building and replacing it with a stormwater pond. The tanks could go in 3 different spots.
It's been a problem for many, many years. All the cities have tried to make minor corrections to the problem, but nothing has really been the silver bullet to solve it all at once. So we figure if all
the study will be finished in November. Golden Valley, Crystal, and New Hope have been working together to try and reduce flooding in all 3 cities.
The Maple Grove City Council is expected to approve preliminary plans for a second Hy-Vee grocery store in the city. The vote happens tonight. That's Tuesday evening. The Hy-Vee North store is proposed for a site just south of the future Highway 610 and east of Maple Grove Parkway. Coming up, a real pain in the neck.
What seems to be causing a lot of our neck and back troubles next in Health Check.
And then a little bit later in sports, why the Wayzata girls swimming and diving team hopes this will be another championship season.
But first, have a raincoat handy again on Wednesday. It'll be another soggy day at the bus stop.
Neck pain is something that impacts people of every age for a variety of reasons.
It could be the result of overuse of certain muscles, poor posture, or a lack of exercise. In today's Health Check, Delane Cleveland gets advice from experts on ways to alleviate neck and back pain.
Exercise is beneficial to our overall health. But as anyone with back problems can attest, pain can limit our ability to be physically active.
1 in 2 Americans always has some kind of back pain, and my understanding is now at this juncture, it's one of the primary reasons folks go see their primary care doctors.
Kate Pendicio is a physician assistant from the Twin Cities Spine Center in Plymouth.
This is the thoracic spine here.
She says that most people will likely have some sort of back issue in their lifetime.
Sometimes it's a matter of just weakness of the tissues, poor postures, most often it's repetitive aggravations. I always say to patients, it's not what you're doing, it's how you do what you're doing.
Many issues related to the spine can be taken care of with rest, a lifestyle change, or a visit to a chiropractor. But if a problem persists, that's where the Spine Center can help.
If you're not making progress, that's when you should come in and see us, and we can dive in a little bit deeper.
Lift the heart, lift the chest.
One of the best things people can do to help themselves is to improve their flexibility.
Especially as we age, more stretching is necessary to maintain good mobility.
Physical therapist Brad Westlin demonstrated several stretches to help people achieve that goal. First example, a calf stretch.
The back leg stays straight, the heel stays connected to the floor, and then you just real gently kind of shift your body weight forward.
The next example stretches the front of your hip. You kneel with one knee and shift the opposite knee forward.
And as a culture, when we sit too much, that muscle will get tight. That'll potentially change your posture.
A few simple tips that, if done every day, can help people stay active.
What I'd recommend is people just get out there and go do it. Get on the trails. If you're finding that you're struggling, come in and see us, and we're happy to help you.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
And if you have more questions about how to improve the health of your spine, specialists from the Twin Cities Spine Center will be available on Tuesday, November 1st at Plymouth's monthly Walk with a Doc event. Coming up, how to make sure a city with 370 people gets the message.
But first, highlights from week 1 of prep football, including Park Center's impressive start. John Jacobson has that and much more coming up next in sports.
Not a bad way to start the season at all. Park Center kind of picked up where they left off last year.
Had a good season and got a nice win on opening night, no doubt. Park Center had a strong season on the football field last fall, going 8-3 and advancing to their section title game. The Pirates kicked off their 2016 season at home against Bloomington Kennedy. Second quarter, Terrell Davis-Barber hits the hole for the Eagles and breaks a tackle on his way to a 29-yard touchdown and a 7-0 Kennedy lead. With under a minute to go in the first half, Park Center quarterback Jamel Brown airs it out. Nelson Flores brings it down for a 54-yard connection, setting up the Pirates on the 9-yard line. And Malcolm Richards takes it in on the next play, tying the score at 7 just before the break. Third quarter, Park Center's Marshawn Jones will get through for the strip interception, and he takes it in for a touchdown. The Pirates are ahead for good. Later in the third quarter, Brown dumps off the short pass to Richards. He gets a couple of nice blocks and then picks his way through the rest of the Eagles defense. All told, it's an 89-yard touchdown and a 21-7 Park Center lead. The Pirates go on to win big, 35-7 is the final in this one. Providence Academy and Breck each will field younger and less experienced football teams this fall than last. Mustangs and Lions met in the season opener. Providence looking for their 7th straight win over Breck, but it's the Mustangs who strike first. Second play of the game, Alex McFarland gets loose, and he's gone here for a 55-yard touchdown run. Breck leads 6-0, just 51 seconds into the game. Providence comes back with a long scoring drive. Taylor Meisner goes in from 5 yards out. The Lions lead 7-6 after a quarter. Breck coach John Martin looking on, and early in the second quarter, he'll see Providence expand its lead. Meisner going off tackle to score his 2nd touchdown of the night. He finishes with 251 yards rushing on 39 carries. Mustangs answer right back. Elijah Zachary goes for 20 yards and a touchdown, and Breck's within 14-12 at halftime. But that's as close as they get. Lions quarterback Jackson Baird rushed for 2 TDs in the second half, including this 40-yarder in the third quarter. Providence Academy beats Breck 26-12 is the final. At Brooklyn Center, the Centaurs open at home against Fridley. First quarter, nice run by Tigers running back Prince Okole, but he's stripped of the ball downfield. Fumble recovered by Larry Darby of BC. Fortunately, the Centaurs cannot turn it into any points. Second quarter, and Okole doesn't fumble this time or get tackled. He'll go 40 yards for a touchdown, getting Fridley on the board. Tigers lead 7-0, and that's the score at halftime as well. Third quarter, and watch this play. A broken play on the bad snap. Lefty quarterback Noah Cohenhoven will heave the ball to the end zone. Jonathan Arzola wide open for the score. Fridley leads 14-0. Later in the third quarter, Leon DeShield weaves his way 7 yards into the end zone for another touchdown. He'll fumble, but he's already crossed the goal line. Fridley wins it. They shut out the Centaurs 28-0. The Wayzata girls swimming and diving team will take aim at its 4th straight state championship this fall. As usual, the Trojans have a lot of firepower. Here's Jason Malillo with more.
Wayzata swim and dive coach Elizabeth Hansen doesn't like the word dynasty, but that is what she's building. The Trojans have won 3 straight state titles and are a good bet to compete for number 4 this season.
Every year we graduate amazing athletes, and we look and we think it's going to be a rebuilding year, and it is. Every year is a rebuilding year, and every year has its strong leaders as well. But I do think that I think we have some amazing alumni who have set the tone and set the example for the younger girls to step up to and follow through with.
Wayzata is led by senior Carly Quast, who is the reigning state champion in the 200 freestyle and the 100 backstroke, and a Division I recruit.
I want to try and go back and win the same events that I did last year. Also, just like personally getting to know the team really well and like really trying to be a good leader as a captain and just really trying to bring the team together would be another goal of mine.
In addition to Quast, the Trojans have a deep pool of talent. Seniors Alyssa Marquette and Lexi Schaff, sophomore Jordan McGinty, and freshman Melinda Zhang all swam at the state meet last fall and give the Trojans a chance to compete in almost every event.
I think it's important that the younger kids get experience when they are young, because it's like a whole new thing when you're coming in. Like, it's kind of intimidating to see all these huge competitors and these huge meets. And if you get experience, you know what to expect, and then when you come back again next year, you can just come back stronger and better.
Wayzata will face strong competition in the Lake Conference. Minnetonka and Edina finished 2nd and 3rd respectively at the state meet last year and will likely challenge the Trojans again this time around. Jason Malillo, 12 Sports.
The Trojans' next meet is this Saturday, an invitational at Minnetonka. And that's a look at sports for today.
All right, thanks a lot, John. In the next few weeks, we will be hearing from candidates running for City Council, School Board, and the state legislature.
And we begin with the race for State Senate in District 34 that covers Maple Grove, Dayton, and Rogers. Republican Warren Limmer was first elected to that job in 1995. He is facing DFL challenger Bonnie Westlin, who is making her first political run.
I'm Bonnie Westlin, and I'm running for state senate because we need a real leader in St. Paul, someone who represents the shared values of our community. As an attorney and trained mediator, I know how to bring people together, to build consensus and resolve conflicts. We need that kind of leadership, rather than partisanship, to get the job done. When I'm elected, I'll focus on creating jobs and developing an economy that works for everyone, not just the wealthy few. I'll advocate for our kids, all of our kids, to ensure they get the world-class education they need to be our future leaders and innovators. And I'll work to finally pass a comprehensive transportation bill. Vote for me, Bonnie Westlin, on November 8th. Say yes to political leadership and no to political games.
Hi, I'm Warren Limmer, the Republican state senator for the people in Maple Grove, Osseo, Dayton, and Rogers. When I think of the role of government, I first think of the safety and future of my family, friends, and neighbors. As a father, I want our kids to be safe and have the best chance of reaching their full potential through a quality education system. As a policymaker, we must keep a compassionate heart for those least among us. In order to attract more jobs, we must prioritize spending while reducing waste, regulations, and high taxes. And as always, I will continue to demand that government be limited yet efficient, and always the guardian of our civil liberties. I am Senator Warren Limmer, running for re-election. It's been an honor to serve you. Thank you, and may God bless.
On Wednesday, we will hear from two more state senate candidates. The race for District 36, including Brooklyn Park and Champlin, could be a close one. That's Wednesday here on 12 News. Still ahead, two Girl Scouts delivering a pretty big message to their city.
We will explain when we come back. And finally, a weatherproof solution for a city with a population of 370 people.
Just leave it to Nicole Urager and Caroline McCullough, a pair of 14-year-old Girl Scouts. They work to create this 7-foot-tall message board where Medicine Lake residents can go to see what's happening in the lake community. Previously, messages were posted on the big tree, which I think you can see behind them, which was fine except when it rained or snowed. Nicole and Caroline each spent more than 50 hours on that project to weatherproof the messages so they'll stay a while.
You got to have a good message delivery there.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, good job, guys. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We will see you back here again on Wednesday, starting at 4 o'clock.